So before I move on to other tutorials on how to create your blog and all that, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about me and my background and why I think that this would be a good video for you to watch. So I have some programming background. I know how to program a little bit of C++. I teach it once in a while at a Metro Tech around the corner from me. So I have academic level C++ programming. So what I tried to do a while back was create some C++ programming tutorials on YouTube, which was pretty successful. Back in the day, YouTube had it where you can actually monetize your sites before you had like 1,000 subscribers or whatnot. Well, I think I'm grandfathered in because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But I also make money off of YouTube. And that's an important part of this too, is anything on YouTube that you monetize, you also put a link back to your blog. So you want to do something like, hey, I have the C++ tutorial, but if you want the code so you can just copy and paste it, go to my site. It's a way to do that. I mean, I didn't learn that on day one. You can't do everything on day one. That is the most important thing that you have to learn about this blog stuff, is you start off really, really small and you make nothing. You're mad, you're frustrated. I made nothing, you know? It took me so long to make my first penny on YouTube, and I now make enough money to probably justify it, I would say. But now my YouTube links, my YouTube videos that have a couple 100,000 views total, they all link to blog sites, or they're beginning to as I build them. So that's one way to get people to go to your blog. The other way is create a Twitter account and start hashtagging the heck out of stuff and link them to your blog. Every blogger out there, every research I've done so far is going to say the best way to do it is to have actual good content and don't skimp on that. I am kind of half-assing it, I'm not going to lie, pretty much half-assing it because I don't have time. But what I found myself doing is when I half-ass it, I go back to it and I start editing it. And then like a week later, well, I've only had it for 3 weeks, but a couple days later, I'm like, damn, I better like spruce that up a little bit. That's pretty unprofessional. And then I spruce it up a little bit. And it gets better and better, especially the stagnant ones that are going to stay there forever. Spruce it up. Who cares if you got 80% solution? Push that thing on there. Let's get some content. Maybe it's the wrong way to brand yourself, but figure if you only have a few followers anyways, you might as well just put it on there. Somebody's looking at it. Have something passionate and relevant, something that you're really good at. Now, I'm not the best C++ programmer. I'm not the best VBA programmer. That's another thing I do is VBA programming. I use it at work though. I find this code online where I manipulate something or I create something. It takes me a long time, but I get it done. But once I created it, I'm like, I want to share this with the world. Like this is a really good, function that I created in VBA that's going to automate the hell out of your workday. So those are the things that you're passionate about, the things that are real, that will really help somebody solve a problem. And believe me, you have it somewhere. I'm telling you, if you know how to change a tire on a car, that's something that somebody doesn't know how to do. Record it, write about it, blog about it, video it. Do it in a different perspective. It could be anything. I've done a lot of video reviews. Those are also very very handy. If you buy stuff off of Amazon, do a review off of every item you buy off of Amazon. Don't put them on Amazon. Put them on YouTube. Put them on your blog. Okay, so I've had this site for 3 weeks. It's the real Donald Trump 2020.com, and like I said, it's controversial. It's not satire, but it is. I'm against Trump, so somewhat passionate about that, right? So I thought, you know what, that's not going to really do it for me, because what happens when Trump goes away? What happens when 4 years are up, or hopefully less? What's going to be relevant then? So then I started DevGen, which is a programming, math, supply chain, nerd type stuff. And then, of course, my superdadmode.com, because I'm a father and I'm passionate about some of the things I do with my kid. But I have a special niche with that, is because I'm a far away father. My kid lives almost 1,000 miles away. So there's special things that, a lot of dads out there, they don't have the know-how, or they want to know, what the hell did I do to get by? Before FaceTime and all that, it was even harder. So anyways, it's a niche. It's something I'm good at. I can write about that. I am a professional at that. So if you have to dig down and find the same thing for you. Sorry this video got a little long, but I wanted to kind of give you that perspective. And like I said, 3 weeks in, I was on vacation for a week of that 3 weeks. So I put in 2 weeks of work. Now it's 2 weeks of learning curves. I had to figure out Fire FTP, File FTP, MacBook stuff that I didn't know about. I had to figure out a lot of stuff, a lot of research. And I put in maybe 12 hours the first week and about 15 hours second week, and the third week, and the second week I was on vacation. So literally, I mean, you've got to put some time into it, But just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect on day one. If you don't start, you will never make a penny. But in those 2 weeks of actual work, it's not a lot of money, but I definitely got a couple beers paid for me already. And that's not being an expert, not knowing all the tools, not knowing, how to write correctly. I didn't study anything. Just remember, if you don't start, you'll never make a dime. This video is getting long, so I'm going to call it quits and we'll start again soon.